What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leak. I'm back here with another video, and I am. This could be the last video of the series, but I'm not sure. Um, yeah, but I am updating the series. So pretty much, I am gonna. I had the meeting with my father, right? It was yesterday. I came out to DC. Me and him had a conversation. I've been documenting the journey for a reason. Um, I didn't want to come in there with a whole bunch of cameras and flashing and whatnot. Cause I felt like I was rude, and that's not what I'm on at all. At all. This is the next morning after that meeting. You know, um, and I believe like at first I came in there. So let me give y'all a couple of settings, right? Let me give y'all my thoughts walking in there. Let me give y'all up to like the reset point, after reset point, and then um my thoughts now. So four quarters pretty much, right? So my thoughts walking in there, right? My thoughts walking in there was that um I was going in there walking to like kind of the same thing I've been seeing my whole life. You know what I mean? Like I was still running off of the same. I'm still thinking about the same guy that I met, that I've been dealing with since I was a kid. You know, not person that will lie, person that would come in here and not me, just me coming in there from like a kid's point of perspective, not realizing like what I'm walking into, but me being me personally being more hyper aware about what I'm walking into. Um, Before I got there, it was no kind of warning. He came up there a little late, so I had to come back. I was kind of mad about that. But we actually got there around like 6. We didn't end up leaving until like 12 o'clock. So we talked for like 6 hours. I didn't realize how long we talked until I looked at my phone after I got in my car, and it was 12 a.m. Like dog, it's like 12:30 right now. What in the world? But yeah, but we got down. We sat, dapped them up, um, and we walked in the restaurant. It was cool. So we sat down. We started talking. I told him. So one of the main things he said, one of the first things he came up to me, right? So not being quarter to y'all, was, yeah, what are your intentions, right? My intentions, I told him, I'm gonna be blunt with y'all, just like with him. I told him I want to hear him talk, right? Because there was no, because for me, because I was pondering a lot of pondering. As I seen, I was doing a lot of pondering, a lot of thinking like, oh, how can I get this solved? How can I solve? Not too much of me is gonna get solved unless I don't hear him talk and hear his side of the story. So that's what I did. I got his side of the story. Um, it did open my eyes up a lot. Open my eyes up to what in his eyes has been going on, and what he been fighting on his end. This not the last time. It's probably not the last time that I probably gonna hear about it. But I understand, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I've been fighting. I've been fighting in the background. You been saying, because all I've heard is that he's been fighting. He's been fighting. But as a kid, you don't ever see a physical fight. You don't ever see like, oh, you only see like, oh, he's going to court, coming out of court, coming in and out. Not seeing. I'm not seeing the nicks and knacks, the trips. I'm not seeing the expenses. I'm not seeing all the money going in and out. I'm not seeing all this. I'm just seeing. I'm just seeing what the parent, the child is holding, all the kids on their side is saying, and I'm only seeing what's given to me, pretty much. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting down, and you know, my remember what I was saying. Remember what I was saying at first. I came in there with the mentality to just let him speak. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really trying to. I heard him out and I was listening to him at first, but I was interjecting my thoughts as they sort of plead. But I was asking him questions like, "Hey, so what about this? What about that?" and it wasn't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, we was kind of running around in circles, and then he allowed me to say my point, and that's when it all went left because my point my point wasn't. I didn't have enough information on his side to make a complete. I didn't have enough ingredients for the whole pie. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have enough ingredients to actually create the whole pie. Like, it was gonna be incomplete regardless to even make that assumption. So, and that's okay. So he corrected me, and I sat there and I listened. You know what I mean? I sat there and I listened, and then we reset. So this is the third quarter. So after we reset, you know, so now we're in third quarter. After we reset, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get up. We just okay. All right, we're gonna start back. Then we reset. After we reset, we go on, and at this point, he's just talking. So he's just explaining. So I asked him a couple of things that I really needed to ask him. You know, ask him about his history. Ask him about because you know once you away for somebody for so long and you got gaps in the history, you don't know a person. You know, people continuously grow, and I understand that. I understand it for myself. I understand it for you. I understand it for any of my even my kids. If they come back and watch this, any of y'all watch this. People continuously grow. You got to allow people to get their side across. And in the middle of that, you know, I found out, you know, he likes stuff that I love. You know what I mean? He likes stuff that you know, my mom always said, you know, that's the same stuff your dad used to always love. It is the same stuff that he always loved. He likes stuff doing now. I love doing that stuff, but I'm trying to find a mentor to do it. And lo and behold, I got one on this whole time, right? And so that was real cool to see. You know, I'm struggling to find a mentor to do stuff that I like to do, and now I got one. Now I found one. You know what I mean? Now I'm able to have a resource for one. That has experience in the game, and that's cool. Like to know that one is so local. You know what I mean? It's like right there in my backyard. But I listened to the story. I listened to, you know, what he's been going through, what he says and going on. Cause it's not like I don't got nothing to say, but I also had my own feelings. I also got things that I did right now. He didn't get a lot off his chest. You talking about 20 years of not seeing kids, 20 years of not seeing us, not seeing fighting the case, 20 years, like it's a lot. You know what I mean? And that's detrimental to somebody's health, well-being, body, you know, mind, soul, all that's extremely detrimental. So, in my eyes, right, I see that as being, I see that as being a great sacrifice, regardless. You know, I mean, I feel like both of my parents put in huge sacrifices for all of us, regardless of what they done. Like, even though it may not be it may not be uh the same actions, like, you know, same giving action, like physical givings. I feel like regardless, at the end of the day, your parents do probably put in some type of sacrifice. So that's why I say, if you ever got a plan to do something like this, where you address your parents or address you know, the elephant in the room and something you've been bothering with. And right now, I feel good about what I did. I don't regret what I did at all. I feel good about coming up here and talking to my father. I feel good about addressing what I did, addressing what my problems were. I didn't address him how I felt when I was younger, but I feel like I'm able to move on, and that's what I wanted the most. Like I wanted to be able to move on. I wanted to change my chapter in my life. I'm happy the fact that I took the time off work, come up here and do that. But I listened to what all his stories he had to tell me about his childhood, about his family, about you know, his cousins, and back home, and what he's been doing here. Even though I hear other stuff from other people, I gotta listen to the man himself, because you know I'm not gonna be perfect myself. I know that from myself. I know I'm not perfect myself. So I wanted to give him that grace. So that's what I did. And right now, at my afterthoughts and waking up, I think I'm just more happy that I got what I wanted out of the conversation, and it didn't go left. I prayed and I sat down, and I prayed that it didn't go left. I prayed that nothing, nobody stunned out the that we was able to reach a point where we was meeting here to here, like we was here, and then we was able to bring it back down to just talk and be a baseline. And I was just listening. I was take it all in, and that's probably the first time in my whole, probably one of in a long time that I've been able to just talk to him and not feel like I'm being lied to, and that's an amazing feeling, I mean, just looking in his eyes, I can see that he was hurt a lot. I can see that man, he's been through hell, and he was hurt a lot, and that's something that me in my compassionate ways, I can never not look past and not see that. Like, I'm not that type of person. I can't look past somebody that's being hurt. It points in our conversation where I did say, I'm glad I put in the effort to come all the way out here and change my struts, change my do my oil change, do all this, prepare, take the week off of work, prepare all this time to come do this, because it alleviated so much pressure out of me. You know what I mean? Also, another thing was, when I tell you that you could see the wow, this moment really came into fruition for him. It was a bigger moment I probably was a bigger moment for him than it was for me. And I won't realize that until later on, but it probably was a bigger moment for him and for us as a family than it really is, that I probably won't realize now. But right now, I'm still kind of in a state of shock, like, oh, this is really that, like that kind of really didn't happen. But as of right now, I feel like I feel accomplished on my mission coming out here and having having that conversation with him, being open, being honest. I didn't have no intentions to accuse. I just really wanted to hear his side, and my compassion to really find out my answers and whatnot really showed last night. But I recommend anybody to sit down if you have a problem with your parent and they have taken the time, you feel like they have taken the time out to let them talk. Like, you be the one to be quiet and talk. Cause sometimes you may be like, sometimes you may hear what you need to hear out of them and what they saying without asking no questions. Cause my silence yesterday was extremely powerful, and I realized that sitting back, it was. My silence was extremely powerful. It was extremely powerful, and I didn't realize how strong it was until I got my answer, and then he kept coming with more and more and more and more and more and more until he didn't stop talking for I think 2 or 3 more hours later. But I regress. But that's my I think that's one of my points I'm gonna get to is, yeah. Yeah. I told him we could probably continue. I believe that me and him could probably continue having a relationship, and if it does work, it works out. If it doesn't, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I feel like I did my job reaching out. I did my job coming out here, putting this effort in, and having a resolve of my mental. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for that. So I love y'all, YouTube. Y'all boys stay safe. Peace.